I'm going to show you how to change the front differential fluid in a Jeep Grand Cherokee L. This is the 5th generation Jeep Grand Cherokees. This one's a 2021. A lot of videos online about how to change the differential fluid in the older Jeeps, but I couldn't find anything about the front differential in this Jeep. This is a 4x4 V8 model. The rear diff is super simple, easy to get to, drain plugs easy to find. You do have to use the fancier ELSD fluid back there, but today we're talking about the front diff. Yes, I have a ton of leaves in my garage. Sorry about that. Number two, I used off-road 2 mode to get the car up high so I can get underneath it. And if for some reason the airbags release, there is still plenty of room under there so I won't get crushed. I also made sure my hatch wasn't going to hit the garage, which happens once you raise your car up in the garage. I turned the wheel towards me. You'll see over on the other side, it gives you better access to the diff. So turn the wheel. And finally, whenever you work on your car like this, make sure you don't box in another car, because if something goes wrong, you want to be able to use your other car. So my sexy minivan's out there, and if I screw something up here, I won't block myself in. So front diff, we're going to go around to the passenger side. I keep my tools in the back. That's why the hatch was important. And honestly, a lot of screws to remove the carpeted panel underneath. So if you come up front here, this is a carpet panel, and there are a million screws and a couple push pin rivets. And then also you have to remove the skid plate. So this was all very simple. It just took a while for me to realize I had to remove all that before accessing the actual drain and fill plug, which are right in here. Fill is up here, and unlike some of the other differentials, the drain is actually underneath completely, and I was not able to see it because of the skid plate. So when you come over here, here's the actual metal skid plate, and I'll walk you through kind of all the different bolts. So the carpeted panel are held on by these 5/16 or 8mm screw bolt things. Also, some of the paneling is held on by these, which are 10mm bolts. And then the actual skid plate itself, the heavy duty bolts, there was a million of them. They are 1/2 inch. And then of course some assorted push pin rivets. And so you'll need one of these little popper tools. So that's where you see here, you see 10mm, 5/16 or 8mm. This is the 1/2 inch. I put them on some stuff for my impact driver. And then this is an 8mm for the actual fill and drain plugs, and 3/8 ratchet with an extension. That's like the perfect size extension, you'll see. And then obviously you need your front differential fluid. Remember, the front is not the ELSD, so you can just buy the cheap stuff, but I buy the Mopar. I know it's overpriced, but whatever. And then you need a pump to pump the fluid in, etc. So I turn that wheel over, we'll dig in here, and I'll get some better lighting to show you where the plugs are. Okay, so remember, we're on the passenger side front wheel well. I had to pull up a little piece of this carpet here. And then the differential plug itself, as we come up here, is right there. And you'll see that I mark it with a little paint pen just so I don't over torque it when I tighten it back up. And then as you come under here, since all that carpet panel is removed and the skid plate's removed, there's the drain plug. I may have said drain about the top one, but the top one's the fill, this is the drain. Once again, I marked it with a little paint pen so I don't over torque it when I tighten it back up. As far as how to get to this one, up here, the fill, which you always want to loosen this first just to make sure you can actually get to it. This extension on a 3/8 is literally perfect. You'll see that. It then allows me to connect my thing there and loosen it. So also, people have asked me how often I do my diff fluid, and I've had 5 Jeeps now, and I used to do it every 30,000 or 40,000 miles, which was just complete overkill. Every time I pulled it out, it was clear, and I would send it to Blackstone Oil Analysis, and they would tell me that my oil had plenty of additives and plenty of viscosity. So this car has 80,000 miles on it. I did the rear diff a couple weeks ago. It was clear. Blackstone Analysis good. So I tow with this car a ton, and it still is good. So I probably wouldn't do your diff fluid until 60 to 80,000. And a lot of people honestly never do it. So, all right, I'm gonna drain it and then I'll show you guys how to fill it. Okay, so I drain the fluid. I check the drain plug. This is the fill plug, but you get a feel for, I made sure there wasn't any crazy metal or anything on it. Now the fun part of refilling the differential with the fluid. So I use a pump system, and I route this hose, see if you can see it, all the way up into the fill plug. And so then I'll just start pumping. And I pump until it just barely starts dribbling out the top. And then I let it dribble out until it stops dribbling. And then I tighten it back in, and then you're done. And then I got to replace all the carpeted panel. So that's about it. It should take about 1 bottle, give or take. Always have 2 just in case, but I think it's gonna take 1 bottle, maybe a little less. All right, I drained it, I filled it, and now I gotta put that carpet liner back on and the skid plate. And then of course clean my oil pan and then take it to the right auto parts. So front differential fluid change, 80,000 miles, Jeep Grand Cherokee L, V8 4x4. Remember, take care of your stuff. We'll take care of you.